rock band since it was sort of, I called it old people rock music, the kind that I like.
Yeah, we practice safe rock and roll.
I want to first of all, of course, thank each and every one of you for coming out here tonight. You know, one of the things Owen, my campaign manager, has been making sure that I do is go and just knock on strangers' doors for at least 6 hours a week. And sometimes you do that and you hit a lot of duds. And so it's lovely to come here and find a lot of people who support what it is I'm trying to do, to give me the energy to keep on going out and knocking and getting people engaged. And so I want to thank all of you for coming tonight, for supporting my campaign and my candidacy. So let me give a big hand to all of you. Owen handed me this list because I'm really bad at thanking the people I need to thank. So I want to thank the hosts for tonight, that include our RTD District E Director, Bill McMullen, my cousin, Brian Bost, Philip Turner, Brian's partner, Trent Joseph, who we have to give kudos to for putting up with Brian, my friends Walker Knight and Judson McDonald, and Walker just walked with me in his district, so I'm honored to have him here tonight. Ralph Ogden, where are you, Ralph? Everybody needs to know Ralph Ogden. Ralph Ogden is such a supporter of universal health care that he has loaned his lovely historic building offices to the Colorado Foundation for Universal Health Care. So I want to give Ralph an extra big thank you. We also have Kent Olson, Christopher Ott, Connie Paglo, and Connie and I were talking about how we only knew each other by Facebook before tonight. So it was nice to put a face to the name. John Pushkin, Edward Romero, Barry Rosenberg, who has been a support to our family forever. We get our services for our daughter at our home through Barry and his agency, Pasco. Thank you for what you do for families with disabilities, Barry. Stuart Rosenberg, Tim Sandos, whose father, Sam Sandos, was a city councilman who the Westside Family Health Center is named after. He and his mom, Ethel, are here tonight. Thank you, Tim. And Ethel is also a host. Stephen Sherrick, Scott Sloan, and Benjamin Waters. Benjamin had to leave. And he warned me actually that the House caucus chair was having dinner in the next building. The House is controlled by the Republicans, so it was Representative Amy Stevens from Colorado Springs, and it was with the Catholic Council, so I told him we'd stay in this room. So, but thank you all who are hosts for this event tonight, and I want to thank all of you who have been supporting me through the years. It's only been 2 years, it feels like forever. No. Somebody said to me, didn't you just hate it? And the truth is I did hate it the first year. Because politics is just like what they tell you it's like on TV, and it's not what you'd like it to be. But I've managed to make a group of friends who are committed to, I think, the same things that I'm committed to. I have to acknowledge former Representative Mike Serbo here, who's head of the AFL-CIO. Thank you, Mike, because he's been a great help as well. And there are so many of you here tonight who are activists out there every day trying to do the right thing. You know, if I could change one thing about Colorado, or not even Colorado, but about politics in the world in general, is that people would talk about all of this and what we're doing in the context of what does this mean, not for me, but for everybody in my community. And I think we've become a little bit too much of a family of me and making sure that I'm doing okay in our nation. And I'm so grateful to have friends like you who are willing to take risks and do things that maybe aren't necessarily in your complete best interest, but which you know that as the community is stronger, your life will be better as well. And so I want to thank all of you for that. And I would be remiss if I did not thank, of course, Owen Perkins, my campaign manager, Ed Paul, my treasurer, and where's Susan Lanty, who has the unenviable job of trying to control my schedule. Thank you, Susan. And then I would get in big trouble if I didn't acknowledge my daughter, Meg Boss, who is about to be a senior in high school. We got to go to her college this summer when I was at the Harvard Kennedy School. Where did my husband go? There he is. Come here, husband. I want you to meet my husband, Tom Boston. The reason I want you to meet him is because sometimes I go to events and doctors are seen and portrayed in a bad light. And I want you to know that my husband makes a boatload of money off our dysfunctional health care system. And here he is supporting me in my race to try and make health care affordable and accessible to everybody. So I think he's my hero. Life experiences you go through, and it's almost like you've been in a war. And one of those experiences is residency training, and that's how I met Jay Roosh and Dan Bessison, who've honored me by being here tonight and playing for us. Dan is actually where is he? Dan is actually a world-famous obesity doctor. You can tell he hasn't seen me for a while. And Jay Roosh is a cardiologist who runs the specialty clinics at Kaiser, for the Kaiser health system. And I have to tell you, I met with Jay the other day around health policy, and his heart is exactly where I'd love it to be. I knew there was a reason we were friends, and so I'm grateful to them and to their friend, is it Bill, who came to play for me, even though he didn't even know me. So I want to thank them all so much for this event tonight. Now, I told people who were coming that this was a family party, a get up and dance thing, so when they get their breath and have their relaxation and come back and play, I want to see some people up here dancing with me. Thank you again so much for coming, and thank you for all your love and support that helps keep me going through this craziness that I work in. Thank you. Hey, how do you know Jamie? I know. Oh.
My mother. Oh my goodness!
So you must know Margaret first.
And you always have the same thing, you're getting that basically.